All right, we'll try this again. Hey, y'all, it's Chris with Bama Law. I'm hoping this time it'll work. I hope my audio is working. Okay, well, I went on a little diatribe. Tonight we're going to go over the case, another wonderful gift to society um, that's no longer, unfortunately, with us. So sad. So sad. Gerrard Jean Schaeffer. Actually, he's not really French. He's from, I believe, Georgia originally and died in Florida. He is a piece of shit. He was a cop, believe it or not. He is sick, or he was sick. He served in the same area of the Florida State Prison as Ted Bundy, um, um, Rawlings, or, what was his name? Is it Daryl? Oh, shoot. Rawlins is his last name. He's a Gainesville Ripper. He's been executed in the last 8 years. Bobby Joe Long, also executed, I believe, during COVID, if I'm not mistaken. This guy, thankfully, someone in the prison put an end to him in 95. So the stuff we're going to watch is old. We'll give you a background of what he did. Just look, seemingly for some reason, people, I guess even like me, we like to learn about serial killers. Why? They are an anathema to us. They are not like us. They are different. There is a book everyone should go get by Dr. Robert Bird. Excuse me, Bird. Damn, Dr. Robert Hare, Hare, who he literally wrote the book on it. It's called Without Conscience. You can get it at Amazon. It's like $13, something like that. Um, it goes through it. He wrote it's called the PCL checklist. Uh, Not everybody uses it. Not all psychologists are on board. A lot of them are just stuck with this stupid, oh, they have ASPD or they have NPD. Oh, they don't have both. They're not. Look, it's real simple. You don't, you can be let me put it this way. Not all narcissists are psychopaths. Okay. You can have just narcissistic personality disorder, group B cluster. You can have that. But all psychopaths are narcissists. Okay. Read the book, get the damn book, read it, learn it. I'm telling you, you'll learn how to deal with these people because they're in your life now, or they will be, or have been. And the only difference between those guys, you have people that are called the good psychopath. That's, don't think they're good. They're not good. They just don't commit crimes necessarily, and they don't commit murder. That's the difference. Or they do things like go to war. Eh, Psychopaths are able to take a horrible event and put it in a box, stick it in the back of their mind, and forget it. Never freaking recall it. Don't care. Don't care. They don't care that little Abood was blown up by Muhammad. They don't care. And maybe they shouldn't. A lot of people would have an issue with that to see something like that happen. They that doesn't for them it does it's just not an issue. Okay, the empathy doesn't exist. The prefrontal cortex doesn't work correctly, and it's on a gradient scale. Not all of them are the same. Just because somebody says someone's a psychopath doesn't mean they're a murderer. Does it mean they could? Of course, we all could. Usually means though that it won't bother them. It won't make their sleep less sound. And I think it's important because a lot of us, um, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of us, not only have I had to deal with these people as clients, they've affected my life personally and my child's. And that's part of why I do this because the system failed. It's a pile of shit. The system, especially for young kids, is a utter heaping pile of refuse shit. I don't know another word. Shiza. I mean, The system is, look, it is so geared to getting people off. You wouldn't believe it, or minimizing in the juvenile stage. You take a kid who's bedwetting and then it starts burning shit down at like 7, 8 years of age. Dude, by the time he hits puberty, if he's a psychopath, if he has those traits, and you cross sex with it somehow, God forbid they see some shit on the internet that we have that we allow kids to get to because it's fucking horrible. If you've never seen it, God bless it, go look. Just go. Go look at it. Go look at it. Go to one of the porn sites. I'm not saying it's great. It's horrific. Go watch. Go watch and see what you see. And you tell me what that stuff will do to someone. It'll screw up a normal person. You take someone who's a psychopath, oh, buddy. You take someone who's that young and that screwed up and has those inclinations, and you combine that, you make what's on the screen there. You make a guy just like that. You make a Ted Bundy. You make a child brutalizer. It'll be your child the next time that's brutalized. And there won't be a damn thing you can do about it because the state doesn't give a shit. Yeah, the cops may care. They can only do so much. They can only charge them. Then you got piece of shit lawyers that have to get involved. They're shit. All they care about is the money. Don't lie. There are some, don't be confused. There are some that really just, I burn the tiki torch of liberty. Oh, I'm such a do-gooder. Oh, they don't care because they go home to safety. They don't care. But there are those of us that have to deal with their repercussions. And those repercussions are horrific. My child should have never had to dealt with it. And the one and only thing I was able to do wasn't enough. And unfortunately, that piece of shit will be out because of the failure of the state. Not just a failure, the people of a county. I'm eventually going to talk about it at some point. But the people of a county, literally, I can't even say what I'll get bumped off YouTube. For what they did, they deserve to have it done to them because they'll never learn. They don't care. Oh, well, teenagers, I mean, they just need help. They just need help. Oh, they just need some help. No, no. When a teenager brutalizes a child, there is no hope. There's no amount of treatment. There's no amount of lovey-dovey time. There's no medicine. Nothing. There's nothing that will fix them. You may not believe it. You may not want to believe it. I don't give a shit. I've lived it. Since July 14th, 2021, 1:31 p.m. Central Daylight Time. My life and my family's life changed forever. And if I have to go to jail telling the truth, I don't care. I'm going to do it because no one else will. There's a lot of little girls out there, and a lot of little boys that not only are their parents horrific monsters, they're monsters, the horror they go through. But there's other kids that are victims that are truly, when I say truly innocent, I mean that they're not even related. Maybe it's the kid next door. No kid, no kid deserves it. Okay. You could argue that maybe once it's, someone victimizes someone else, maybe that's what they should get in prison. Maybe so. Maybe that's what we do. Hey, we'll just put you. Hey, you brutalize a kid? Hey, no problem. We'll give you 5 years sentence. General population, buddy. Yeah. You make it 5 years in a pink suit that says Chomo on the back. You get to go home. Good luck. Maybe that's what we should do. No. Because those same fruitcakes that want to defend them as zealous advocates. And these people, they're not even the ones making money. They're not the ones making money on these guys. They're not making money. These advocate people are usually those that work for ACLU. Now, they are making money because they're getting massive amounts of donations, just bukus of money. The others are these little prick asses that work for uh, public defenders' offices. That literally, I'm serious, they get the biggest freaking bowl of charcoal, bowl of Kool-Aid you can get. You don't just stick their head in with a straw. No, just freaking stick their whole damn head in it. Freaking drown them in it because that's what they're drinking. They can't drink and do anything else. They're freaking sucking at it so hard. That's what they do. They think it's. They don't think this is any of a problem. That the state just needs to prove their case, and they do. They shouldn't screw up that. I guess I don't even know why I'm going on this, but it's a problem, and it's a problem that we have to as a society face. These people are fucked up and sick, and there's nothing you can do to fix it unless you put them in a mental hospital for the rest of their lives or prison. That's it. Full stop. And the people that want to help them and be zealous advocates don't care as long as they win. Win, get them off. Win, get them off. It's not about getting them help. See, if they were really an advocate, they'd try to get them help because they know they're a sick bastard. They know they're a sick bastard. Oh well, I can't do anything though. I'm the advocate. I've got to make sure that your job is to make sure the state does their freaking job, represent them to the best of your ability. If the state f's it up, oh my God, that sucks. But that's your job. Your job is not to sit there and be a freaking flag flyer for these pieces of shit. Many a times, and I know other public defenders that have had them, they're like, man, this guy's a piece of shit. He's a pedo. They don't want to defend him, but they have to. They just hope the state does their job. God help you if you have my problem or my kid's problem and the state doesn't do it because they're incompetent and they don't give a damn. Or the county you're in, the people support pedophilia. And I will eventually name the county where this is at. When I'm done and gone, because I've got to move, I will tell it. I don't care. These people can go to hell. They support these people. They support pedophiles. The success rate where I'm at against sex cases, way over 50%. They're not bringing bogus cases. They're not. Some of them are not as good as others. Yes, that is true. You always have the worry, my God, to hear me out. You always have the worry of you've got the adult stuff where a man and a woman, and it's a he said, she said. I mean, you've got that. You've got under 18 on the girl side and the boys 18. Where you've got that, where it's statutory. You've got, but the ones that are a real problem, man, it's a high percentage, and at least here, I've never seen anything like it. Aside from those cases where it's a closeness in age, let's just be honest. Look, let's say it's a freaking 18-year-old dude and he's got a 17-year-old girl. Let's make it better. 16-year-old girlfriend, right? Some states you get hit with stat rape. It can be stat. Okay. Then there's states that have what's called closeness in age, Romeo and Juliet. Some states it only knocks it from um, like an actual. I'm trying to use the correct words: a brutalization crime down to a statutory brutalization crime. Some places it completely it doesn't excuse it, but it's just not prosecuted as an offense. All right, it's closest in age. Yeah, they shouldn't. 18, 16, it's about to turn 17. He just turned 18. No, we're not doing it. Okay, you just can't for statutory. A non-consensual first degree, or like Georgia has, just fertilization. That's it. That's all you got. You have that. You had statutory. Those cases, man. Anyway, you don't even have those cases. They're not the issue. Um, with where I'm at now, the people do here is they will not, they will not indict someone who's a juvenile. Let's say they're 15. And this gets really confusing. And I'm sorry if I'm losing you. They will not indict a juvenile. Let's say he's 15. Okay. And he brutalizes an 8-year-old. Now he's eligible at 14 in most states to be tried as an adult. And I'm sorry, but at that point, there's no consent. So you have to have age of consent. That has to come from somewhere. Okay. Gotta come somewhere. Gotta have age of consent. Most states it's as low as 15, but it's 16 usually. All right. So if you have we'll say 16-year-old girl consenting, an 18-year-old boy, yeah, it's age of consent. Yeah. You know, 17 and a 16-year-old. Or let's say the age of consent is 15. He's 17. It's okay. He hits 18. Now you're getting into stats. It's and the girl's 15. That's statutory, and there's no consent that can be given. This is so difficult for people. It's so much easier when it's a under the age of consent. You can't consent. That's it. It's brutalization, first degree. That's it. There is no bypassing the first or go to the second. That's it. That's it. It's brutalization. And I'm going without notes, and I'm just talking contemporaneous, but and it's hard to do. But the when you have cases like that, and they suck. Sometimes the kids love each other, believe it or not. Um, you got a kid who's 15, and God forbid the dad finds out or whatever, and they prosecute because the boy is I don't know, we'll just say 16, 17, whatever. Doesn't matter. That's statutory, man. Most states, that's statutory. That's it. His life's over, even if they consented. It's it's rough, but they need to learn. I knew, dude. I knew at 17, 18. That girl better be 16 or 17. She better be that at least a year behind me. You got ID? Hey, girl, boy, you good looking. You got some ID? That's what you had to do. That's what you should do. You should always do that at this point. Oh, you ain't got no ID? Oh, I got my school ID. No, thank you. I'll pass. It ain't worth it. I'll try to do a video that goes over all this. It's so confusing, especially when you get into closest in age laws. Oh my God, it's mind boggling and confusing. But these cases have to be prosecuted. And I'm sorry, look, I got a lot on my mind, and I'm sorry if I'm going in circles. When you have a kid who's been done wrong, and then you have a community that comes right behind her and does it again, what do you do? What do you do? You got a 15-year-old boy brutalizing a 5.5-year-old kid. What do you do? Tell me, somebody please in the comments or whatever, just tell me, what do you do? What do you do? Do they need rehab? Do they need mental health? It would be a different argument to say, well, maybe we should do something besides. Maybe we should use a closeness in age or Romeo law. Maybe that's what we should do. If 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 he were 18 and she were 16. It sucks. Fucking disgusting. Don't like it. It's disgusting. But what if he just turned 18 and she's about to turn 17? And they're in love. Whatever that means, at that age. They love each other. They've been in a relationship. Are you gonna charge him with statutory? Um, Depending on the state. The state may say, yeah, you got to. You got to do a statutory. They may say, well, no, I mean, yeah, he's only, he's 17, she's 16. No, it's closest. Yeah, they're good. They're closest in age law there. That's fine. They can, we'll pass on prosecuting this. I'm sorry, Mr. Jones, Mrs. Jones, but we're not going to do nothing. That's probably the right call. Even an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old. It's disgusting. But she's got consent. She's got consent. Maybe we need to make the age of consent higher. That's the only thing I come up with on that. But what do you do when she's 15 and age consent 16 and he's 18? Well, God forbid there's no closest in age law that covers it. And God willing, it's a statutory charge and he's just going to prison because you know what? He should have known. Freaking should have known. He should have known. It's his duty. It's a strict liability offense. It's like being pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not. The girl was old enough or she's not. That's it. And the true holds in the other direction. It's not a statutory brutalization charge. It'd be a different one. But, boys can't consent either under the age of, consent. So that's been on my mind. And I kind of, I needed it. I needed it to get out. I needed it to get out, and I needed people to be able to hear it. And it brought me. What got me to think about it was these horrors that are going on in the United Kingdom. Um, it makes me want to tell the people of the United Kingdom, you're sick fucks. You're sick. To be so obsessed and worship the damn altar of multiculturalism to allow these gangs to run around doing what they are doing to kids. It's bad enough it's women. They're adults. At least they can fight. Somehow they're an adult. When it's 8, 10, 12-year-old little girl? Are you kidding me? Is anybody going to tell me that that's okay? We shouldn't be doing any business with the United Kingdom if they're going to do this and put fathers in jail who go to a freaking place, try to get someone arrested, and say, these Afghani men in there have my child. No, sir, you're a bigot. You're going to jail. You don't think I'm telling the truth? Go look it up. Go on I don't give a crap what news site. Just go and look. You'll find it. I think I saw it this morning. It was on The Guardian, I believe. That's a UK site. They were complicit. That's what the state is in complicity with this stuff. I'm starting to think that the government is. That not only the government, representatives, judges, prosecutors, cops, a lot of them are pedophiles. There are a lot. We have no idea how bad this is. And if they're coming from a culture, and it has nothing to do with Islam, it has something to do with culture dating back thousands of years, where this has been an acceptable form of behavior. There is nothing acceptable. Nothing. Damn nothing. Nothing acceptable. There's nothing acceptable. Nothing about what they're doing in England. Any other kid here. None. Including mine. So while I can't fix what happened, I'm going to do every damn thing I can to expose people and expose the process and expose the horrors. And hopefully, hopefully, hopefully there's a kid that sees this and goes, oh my God, that's me. It's happening to me. I don't know how DMs work, but please, if you do, send me one. I'll help you. I'll help you. You're not alone. The world has not forgotten you. If you're a woman in a bad relationship and that's happening, send a DM. I'll be happy to talk to you. Anonymous, don't care. Whatever. If you just need to say something, whatever we can do to get you help. That's all I care about. That's the only reason why I do these serial. I'm not obsessed with the murders. I could give a shit. I've worked over 20 myself in another life. I've seen enough dead people, and you just don't know what people are capable of. And unfortunately, they live usually next door. They can live next door to you. They may even be your son. The guy you're seeing on the screen right now. He could be your kid, your neighbor. And when you see his video, you'll see he's a little creepy. Not all of them. You know, everybody knows who Ted Bundy is now. And I guarantee you, if you went back 50 years and you met him, you might not have had those uh, alarm bells ringing. May never have gone off on you. You know, for you, it might have just been, oh, well, that's a nice guy. You know, they're not. So I thought maybe another video, maybe I maybe I can go over sex crimes. I don't know. YouTube will probably end up running my channel over it. I don't know. Maybe. And we can talk about, because a lot of places don't, people don't know about closeness and age laws or Romeo and Juliet laws, which really, they sound nice and cute and cozy and whatever, you know. Oh, Romeo and Juliet. No, really, it just takes it down from uh, a higher degree level brutalization charge to a like a second degree. And that's it. Now, some states, it's okay. You know, um, it, even if even if she's underage, let's say that she's a 15-year-old and the boy's 17, he's toast. He's done, buddy. But if the closest in age law is used, they might refuse to prosecute. That's situational. Trust me, there's one case, and I've got to find it. It was in rice practice in Alabama, and it was uh, it was so bad that this she was 15. She got a fake school ID, college, a fake register. She had a registrar's slip, so she had classes, etc. She had a fake ID for school. I think I just said that. She had some other stuff, and she started going to parties. And she had this. She went to class, and she promptly went at 15 and slept with about 5 dudes. Yeah. Unfortunately, out of all those, two were either 20 or 21 and 22. It was either 20, 21, or 21, 22. They couldn't do anything for them. They couldn't do anything. They were not close enough in age. Not close enough. My question is, how do you that good to get in like that as a kid? Number two, what the hell do you not know that's a 15-year-old? How? That, luckily for, I don't know, it's like, man, I think it was like 5 or 6 dudes. This is an Alabama case. I think all but two they refused to prosecute based on closest in age. There's not even a part in the statute that says, hey, I know you thought she was legal. I know she had legal ID. I know she suckered you. She defrauded you. She, whatever you want to use the term, you did everything you could. She even had a fake state ID. Doesn't matter. For statutory type crimes, it doesn't matter. Period. She's 15, he's 17. Done. Done. She can't consent. So, like I said, they do have that. Thank God. In some states, a 16-year-old can, uh, with a 21-year-old because she's age of consent. Some states are even more verbose in their laws and stuff, and that 16-year-old, although can consent, can't consent to past 18 or 18 and up. So basically, a 16 and 17-year-old. That's it. She can consent to that. That's it. So check your local listings. Please go see a lawyer. I do recommend that. Go see a lawyer. Boys, go see a lawyer. Get some damn education on it. Don't be stupid. Don't go to the nightclub and just here. I'm 30 damn minutes. I've been talking about this shit. I'm sorry. Let's get into this video. But don't go into these freaking clubs and do stupid shit. But we will talk about this later, another time. I am going to tell you about the county that did this because, in my case, my daughter's case, oh, I get so angry. Her, God, she is the sweetest, most loving creature. And this kid took it from her, and they let him walk. Literally, 9 Class A felonies. 9. 9. Class A as high as it goes. Yeah, yeah. Here's up here. 9. Oh well, no, he doesn't need to be tried as an adult. He's got problems. Yeah, he's fucking sick. That's his problem. He's a fucking sick piece of shit teenager. I know there's many of you are sitting there going, oh, you just can't throw kids away. You can when they do that. I tell you what, next time we have a horrific school shooting and that kid's, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, let's send him home to your ass. Or the next time we see a kid that's done some rapes, huh? Let's just, no, 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 no. You're not going to jail. No, we're going to find one of these YouTube people that say that we're just too hard on these kids. We'll send them home to your house with your children and we'll lock him in. You ain't going to do it, are you? You're a sycophant. Every one of you that think that way are absolute shitbags because you ain't never been through it. Or maybe you're the pedophile. I don't know. I ain't figured it out that far. Or maybe someone in your family is. I don't know. But there's a reason for it. And there's a reason why. And they always love relying on these damn juvenile cases they used to have. Oh, well, he's got autism. Autism doesn't make you a fucking rapist. Okay? Wrong. Doesn't happen. Period. Makes you socially awkward, freaking stupid acting at other times. Pick another one. But it doesn't cause those two. It's bullshit. And I'm sick and tired of people using it as a goddamn crutch for the criminal justice system. Grow the fuck up, get your kids some help, take responsibility, and shut up. Or you'll end up with freaking this guy. This guy here. Let's learn about him. It's been 36 damn minutes. I've rambled enough. Let's see what this guy did. You can see what your kid's going to turn into when you want to say, oh, hey, he's got autism. I mean, he's autistic. And so what? He raped a 6-year-old little girl. Who gives a shit? I don't care if he has it. I don't care. All right. Let's go with this. All right. Yeah. With all that out of the way, thanks. Yeah. Sorry, I had to do it. All right, something I've been holding back. I've had to say. Hopefully y'all forgive me. And, hopefully if you don't, unsubscribe. Tell me to go F myself. Fine, don't care. I'm not taking it back. Period. And hopefully YouTube, you don't get up your head up your freaking proverbial butts and think this is somehow, oh, this has to be demonetized. Oh, fine. Okay. I'm trying to save somebody. I'm trying to save people. That's it. That's it. I'm just trying to save people. This little boy down here in the right corner. Nobody was there to save him either. That's a case I can't go into. That's rough. Okay. Classification: he was a serial killer, sheriff's deputy in Florida. Charges rape, murder, mutilation. At least 2, probably more than 9. They don't know for sure. He was active from 69 to 73. He was busted in 73 and he was born in 1946 and he died in 1995. His victims were, and I'm going to say their names because damn it, they deserve to be heard. Lee Hanline Bonadies, age 25. Carmen Halleck, age 22. Melinda Hutchins, age 22. Colette Goodenough, 19. Barbara Wilcox, 19. Susan Place, 17. Georgia Jessup, 16. Mary Alice Briscolina, 14. Elsie Farmer, 14. His location was Florida. I don't know how to get death sentence. I don't know. For those of you that argue against it, well, I'll just say this. You're not wrong. You're not wrong that people do get put to death that probably didn't do it. I'll give it. Absolutely. Unfortunately, it's the best punishment we have because putting them life, you're just giving them what they want, man. What I do think is wrong is when you put someone in death row, you put them in isolation for 30 years and say, we're going to kill you. Maybe someday. That's wrong. They should know how long they've got. No one should have to sit there because I'm not a psychopath, but no one should have to sit there and just wonder. Now we'll be like Japan. Be like Japan. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, we can do it in a few years. We'll be all right. No problem. They do it by hanging. We could be like Mississippi, South Carolina, Utah, I think Idaho. Firing squad. No problem with drugs at that point. None. This piece of shit got 2 life terms in October 73 because the Supreme Court, their ultimate wisdom. Oh, they're so smart. Those jurists. Oh, how smart they are. We should worship them. When they said, oh no, the Manson family, they don't need to have a death sentence. It's illegal. Only to bring it back about 6 years later and say, oh, well, as long as you have aggravating factors, well, that's okay. You just got to make sure you have a separate sentencing phase. Okay, great. All right. I believe the first one that they executed was by firing squad. It was Gary Gilmore. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not looking it up. Not taking time to do it because we've already been going too long. But I guarantee you, I'm almost positive it was Gary Gilmore by firing squad in either Idaho or Utah. It's one of the two. But look him up. He wanted it. He got mad, man. People were trying to keep him from the death chamber. And he was pissed. He wanted it. Who the hell is the Southern Poverty Law Center or the ACLU to file shit on my behalf if I want to be executed? And I've done a horrific offense and been convicted. This is what they do. These are the do-gooders. They go out there freaking tiki torching. Anyway, in 95, Shaeffer was found stabbed to death in his own cell. He was killed to death, or he was killed by his fellow inmate. Guy probably just got sick of him. This guy's a real prick, so you're going to see him. He's a prick. And I'm using Murderpedia. You can look it up on that. It's no big deal. He was born in Wisconsin. I know I say he's from Georgia, but we'll get there. In 46, oldest of 3 children in a family he later described as turbulent and conflictual. Nice big word. Smart dude. Well, these are good. Honey sticks. After being interviewed by court-appointed psychiatrist, he later referred to himself as an illegitimate child. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Oh, boo, boo, boo. He describes his father as verbally abusive alcoholic, probably was, flagrantly adulterous, probably, and absent from the home. By age 60, and they've skipped all of his Atlanta time. He grew up in Atlanta in Catholic schools. In fact, it'll talk about it in the video. When I get to the video, I'm going to try not to interrupt any of it so you can just hear it through. A lot of it is cut and pasted together from a longer interview. I don't know where that interview is, so just take it for what it's worth. It'll give you an inside look into his psyche. Anyway, they moved from there. I think he was going to go, I think, to Marist or Marist. I think it's Marist in Atlanta. Anyway, they moved to Florida. Um, from an early time, if we accept his statement as a psychiatrist, he was well on the way to troubles of his own from an early age. He had several sexual hangups. Go figure. Experiments with bondage and sadomasochism at age 12. Beep, beep, beep. Warning, warning. Yeah, there you go. You got a kid that's doing this, freaking has a psychopathic type personality or cluster B, and he's doing this. He needs a hospital. Oh, that's right. We can't put anyone in a hospital. You might get him in there for 2 weeks. Good luck with that. Good luck. He said, I'd tie myself up to a tree, he told a doc, and I'd get excited sexually and do something to hurt myself. Around the same time, he began to chatterbait and fantasize about hurting other people, women in particular. There's your connection. There is the connection between the two. The violent self-loathing went back to his childhood. He claimed he visited a psychiatrist at 66, seeking relief. That's my kid walking past. Sorry, seeking relief from his deviance and homicidal fantasies. Again, 66. He's only like 20, but it didn't help. He kept he was hearing voices to kill him, telling him to kill. Right. Yeah, you ain't gonna see that in the video. His next goal was a teaching job, and he failed at that. 68. He got married and got divorced in 70. She claimed extreme cruelty. Shit. He took a few weeks to recuperate in Europe and North America. Tell you how many he killed there. If he couldn't be a priest or a teacher, remember I said Catholic school in Atlanta, he would be a cop. He went to several departments and was rejected by the Broward County Sheriff's Office after failing his psych test. No kidding. But the small Wilton Manors Police Department hired him anyway. He earned a commendation in 72 for a drug bust. Explanations vary, though. The chief said that Shaeffer didn't have an ounce of common sense, while ex-FBI agent Robert Ressler, which we've talked about before, he is on the show Mindhunter on Netflix, if it ever comes back on. Those two guys are, yeah, they're an amalgamation of the actual two guys that started it. And one of the guys that started it, I think it's going to be the younger guy, but his name is Robert Ressler. I think we showed him in, I know we did. We showed him in, and we watched the Ed Kemper video. He's in that. He's in some of that interview with, in the Kemper video. His name is Robert Ressler. You can look him up. And Robert Ressler reports that Shaeffer was disciplined for running female traffic violators through the department computer, getting their information, and then calling them later for dates. Sounds like he had a freaking awesome ability to hit on chicks. Now, whatever the cause of his firing, Shaeffer needed a job. Near the end of June, he signed on again with the Martin County Sheriff's Office, pulling up stakes and moving to Stuart, Florida. He'd been on the job less than a month when he made a dumb mistake. In 72, he picked up two girls, 17-year-old and 18-year-old girl, hitchhiking. He told them the hitchhiking was illegal. And then drove them, and also told him, you'll hear him recount the story. I'm not going to go all the way into it. He was trying to scare them, to teach them a lesson. The girls agreed. Let's see. Yeah. Instead of taking them to the beach on July 22nd, he drove them to a swampy Hutchinson Island off State Road A1A. There he started making sexual remarks. Imagine that. I can't believe it. Then he drew a gun and told the girls he planned to sell them as white slaves to a foreign prostitution syndicate. Forcing them out of the car, he bound them and left them balanced on tree roots with nooses around their necks and risked hanging if they slipped. Shaeffer left them then, promising to return shortly, but the girls escaped. He realized, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Yeah, not good. So then he came, I got to call my sheriff. He calls the sheriff, says, I've done something foolish. You're going to be mad at me. I overdid my job. Shaeffer said, trying to scare the girls. So I get it, scare the girls out of hitchhiking further for their own good. Fired on the spot, charged with false imprisonment and 2 counts of ag assault. Released on a $15,000 bond. It just gets worse. While free on bond, 17-year-old Susan Place and 16-year-old Georgia Jessup vanished from Fort Lauderdale. Susan's parents said the girls were last seen at her house, leaving with an older man named Jerry Shepherd on their way to play guitar at a nearby beach. They never came back, but Lucille Place had noted Schaeffer's license number along with the description of his blue-green Datsun. That's a Nissan, but back then it was Datsun. It was March 25th of 73 before sluggish investigators traced the plate number back to Shaeffer, by which time he was already in jail for assaulting teenage girls. He denied any contact, but on April 1, when skeletal remains were found on Hutchinson Island by 3 men collecting aluminum cans, his life fell apart. Then they were ID'd. Susan had been shot in the jaw, and they had been tied to a tree and butchered. Think about what I just said. Tied to a tree and butchered. He could have been stopped. Could have been stopped. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all of it. It's a long list of his background. It's not a and in reality, they're no different than others. I mean, they look, they all have the same problem. They all have sex issues. They're all freaking weirdos, and every one of them have a violence issue. And then it's like Ghostbusters. Don't let the streams cross, Egon. You know, bad things happen. Violence, sex, bad. Combine it with psychopathy, very bad. It's not good. But this is what happens. Um, let's see. Yeah, here we go. Talking about correspondence of his body count. He says, as you know, he wrote in January 20th of 91, I've always harped on District Attorney Robert Stone's list of 34. 73? I sat down and drew up a list of my own. As I recall, my list was just over 80. The next day, he gave more time to reflect and said, I'm not claiming a huge number. I would say somewhere between 80 and 110. But over 8 years and 3 continents, one whore drowned in her own vomit while watching me disembowel her own girlfriend. I'm not sure that counts as a valid kill. Did the pregnant ones count as 2? It can get confusing. Yeah. That's what we're up against. This is what we're up against. And I don't know the answer to it, but we've got to do something as a community, as people. 1969, Lee Bonadies, murder, rape. I, I hope YouTube understands this. These are statutes. Okay, we can't hide crap from kids. I've got the videos marked for not for kids. They're not for kids. Carmen Hollick, murder and rape. Belinda Hutchins, murder and rape. Barbara Wilcox, murder, rape. Colette Goodenough, murder, rape. Susan Place, murder and rape. Georgia Jessup, murder and rape. Mary Biscalina, murder and rape. Elsie Farmer, murder and first degree rape. First degree murder and rape. He obtained his victims easily as a police deputy. He hung a noose around their necks, brutalized them, and bound them, and then shot them with a 22. The last 4 offenses all occurred. Here's my favorite. Oh my God, this is my favorite. I love it. This is what they did with my case. Okay? We got to give him a bond. I mean, we got to give him a bond. Black Lives Matter. That's who pushed it. We got to give everybody a bond. Everybody's got to get a cash bond. Cash bond. Can't afford it? Free bond. What'd you do? Oh, raped a bunch of piggies? You mean like little kids? No, no, no. Like piggies. Oh, what? Yeah, just sign here. Yeah, hell, just sign here, go home. We ain't got time. That's the mentality we have today. Because look what this asshole did. This asshat. Last 4 of his offenses all occurred on bail. On bail. On bail. Now, look, I'm not saying, please hear me. I'm not saying keep people in prison for freaking theft. For Christ's sake, we do this fucking shit all the time with Walmart. Freaking hate Walmart. They prosecute every damn person there, and then they don't show up to prosecute them. But they make damn sure they get arrested, and then they can't bond out because they're too poor. Because they're in there stealing. I've seen them steal for food because they didn't have enough on their food stamps. I've seen them steal for dope or whatever, just steal stuff. A couple $100 or less. I don't care. They shouldn't go to jail and sit for months. I mean, come on. No, that's where the problem comes. But no, these freaking retards want to release everybody like this. These are people coming in your community. In fact, I know they're already there. Go on the freaking sex offender registry and check. Guarantee you've got them around you. I'll guarantee you $100. I'll kiss your ass if you don't. It's just, this has to end. This has to stop. We can't have people getting out of freaking jail and going to commit more offenses. That's the whole point of a bail. What's the point of bail if they do it again? Bail is to make sure you appear and don't do other shit. Anyway. All right, so we're going to go now look at the video. I've done more than enough rambling and bitching and moaning. I'm done. I'm not going to sit here and do it all night. I promise you that. We're going to watch the video. Let's get to it. All right, let's go. Let's see. Yeah, I already read that. Good. All right, good. All right, let me get back to here if I can. I wish I could get this stupid thing to get closer, but the camera, it didn't have a zoom. Doesn't have that function. Yikes. Yeah, it's a little bright. Let's get to, not that one. Maybe get to this one. Bingo. Yay, found it. Ready? Here we go.
Gerrard Schaeffer was a sheriff in Florida when he was denounced by 2 victims who had only just escaped from his grasp. He used his part of actual fantasies. All right.
Sorry. Can stupid microphones off again. Leave it to me. I can do that too. I'm sorry. I could screw up anything. My uncle used to say I could break an anvil. That an anvil's what blacksmith use. That beat the hell out of. But anyway, I could break that. So I broke that. But at least you got to go to a little introduction. That's not what I was wanting to show you, but you got some kind of an introduction. This is the video I wanted you to say. Okay, hang on. Let me start it over. Here we go. Here's our wonderful man, Mr. Shaeffer. Wonderful.
William Langsdorff approximately the same day, and David Rogers sort of separate. I suppose Schwartz was thinking in terms of, well, this is 20 years ago. Nobody's going to want to get involved in this anyway, and I'll just lie and get out of it. But three people actually have given the affidavits. I think Sandra probably has copies of them. The judge in Palm Beach, Judge Payne, has to tell the magistrate to issue an order to bring all the people together to make the testimony.
And just think about how he carries himself and how he talks. Eventually, I'll get this YouTube shit straight where I can actually get the camera or the microphone in my face. Just watch how he carries himself. A lot of this is edited. This is all edited stuff. It's not going to have like a real flowing timeline. It's just so you can see who he is and what he's like. Okay. I'm not just going to sit here and play a documentary about him. You can go watch that. That's fine. I want you to see what he's like. Okay. Just watch his mannerisms. Watch how he engrosses people. Watch how 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 open he is with just even uh, discussing things with people. He reaches out. He sits forward. He's not no self consoling. Right? There's none of this. None of facial wiping. Doing things like this. There's no retracting back. Maybe you see a lot of girls that'll sit there in homicide interrogations with their legs and you can't really see it. My legs are up on the my knees are up. I'm sitting here doing this. There's none of that blocking going on. He's extremely open. Yeah, he's open. Like he's done nothing. Because to him, he hasn't. That's my point. Watch this. This is what happens when kids grow up and there's nothing done to intervene. He should have been put in a hospital the rest of his life because that's the only thing we can do with him. That's it. If you got a better option, please send it in the comments or do something because I guarantee you we could send him home with you and you won't like it. I guarantee it.
no visible means of support.
Oh, I'm sure you were.
How are you gonna make it? Make it play. You gonna sell drugs?
Yeah.
You gotta prove it now. And I
You lying sack of shit.
said, well, you know, it'll just be my jurisdiction. And
By me.
pieces. How easy it would be. You know,
You piece of shit.
I know guys would buy a young girl.
Yeah, here's the story.
I know 5 or 6 of them that would buy a young girl and make her into a whore. This is nothing new. Oh yeah, you think it's so funny? Well, we'll just tie you over here to this tree, and I'll leave and I'll bring somebody.
Nice guy. Nice freaking guy.
And of course, that was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I was trying to impress on them the dangerousness of their situation, running around. They were nice kids, and I didn't want to see them in with those kids. And I was wrong, and I paid the price. And I pleaded guilty. I felt guilty. I get an each written apology. But what else can I do?
I'm eating a honey stick, so
I did something to you when I hurt you.
it's not a straw.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did. And I am sorry. I was sorry.
Oh, I bet you were. You just look like you were sorry.
It's never the end. Wow, I was a deputy. But see, they distort that. They tried to say, well, that wasn't a legal arrest. It was. It wasn't legal arrest. In fact,
Like it matters.
They sued the county for the. I haven't seen a copy of the suit, but they didn't win a judgment against the county for what I did, which was abuse them while they were in custody.
Like that freaking makes a difference, you asshole.
No, because I had a responsibility to make sure it was safe.
Yeah, you did. And not to freaking tie him up to a tree.
Turned to their parents. When I made the arrest, it was my responsibility to make sure point A, point B to the jail, and nothing in between. And I fucked it up. I blew it. You know, it happens, right?
No, it doesn't happen.
Because of that, I suffered enormously. I lost my life.
You suffered.
But there was no evil intent. The intent was to impress on them that they could end up dead, which was true.
God, these are addicting.
You know, they suffered no physical harm. It was an emotional intimidation type of thing.
As a kid, these were filled with wax. They were wax-filled honey sticks. These are good.
But it was wrong. Wrong. I'm not saying what I did was wrong.
Yeah, you are.
They don't
Look at what I did.
Of course, the sheriff, when I called my superior and I said I have the 2 prisoners and they run away, right? And they're in handcuffs, we decided to go out and get them. And they told my superior what the circumstances were, and he called the sheriff. And the sheriff said, "Whoa, you know, you're way over the line, you're Jack." And that's I am. And that's when I was charged with aggravated assault. Assault without intent to kill or inflict serious.
Actually, okay. Okay, that's a lie. Aggravated assault is that, which is above regular assault or just giving someone the actual impression that they're about to get hurt. Aggravated assault it's literally that one above it. It's not, it's usually with a weapon, okay? It's not just I punch you in the mouth or I slap you. It's up here. It's up here. Regular assault's here. It's up here. Ag assault, usually a felony. He's full of shit. He can't even get that right. And he's smart enough, he should have known. But see, now he tells you. Yeah, now he tells you. It goes short of deadly, but it goes beyond verbal. Yeah. No, ag assault is something like you can even charge someone technically pulling a gun. Could be ag assault. It depends on the state. A knife, a baseball bat. Bam, hit him at ag assault. You know, a lot of these people like him do that. They'll go get a criminal justice degree. Weird, huh? That's not uncommon. That's why they like to interject themselves in a lot of their crimes. That and they get to relive it. So
Well, it's interesting. I was a probationary patrolman, okay, and because I had been in the academy and had a degree in criminal justice, and I had the dean's list, I was an honor student. I got a letter from the Fort Lauderdale.
oh, let me look up and think about that for a moment. What kind of story can I tell? Oh, Dean. Yeah, I was on Dean's list.
Very valid tickets, and he made arrangements for payment. Go in and see the captain, and the captain takes care of it, and you pay your fine direct, and that's the one your record, and get points and all that. And this pissed me off because this one particular one was a woman who worked in the courthouse. It almost caused an accident, and she deserved to get a ticket. And because she worked in the courthouse and she did the captain, everything was cool. And shortly after that, I got a letter from Fort Lauderdale coming for an interview, better pay, and that's what they're doing is stealing from a small club. And I went and I saw Sherlock, and Sherlock said, "Well, we work over with Bernard Scott, and why do you want to leave there?" I said, "Well, I didn't want to leave there, but just recently I got your record, and this is what happened with Captain Saxon." And I told him, I said, "I feel this is their law. I don't want to be involved with a department that goes in for this sort of thing, even though we all know they do it. I'd rather not be involved in this." And he called Scott on the phone, told me what I told him. And because I was probationary patrolman, Scott said, "Well, you're not working out here. We'll just get rid of you now. You don't want to play." You probably understanding of police work.
Sure, he did.
It wasn't anything that I did overtly. It was just trying to get around becoming involved. That happens in Georgia. I understand a lot.
That much he is telling the truth. Georgia had the, I think in the, I think it's in the, I think it was in the 70s. My daddy used to get a ticket. Well, he got hit in Georgia going on Highway 78, Bankhead Highway. I can't remember where he was headed to. But anyway, it's just like the old movies. You'd see the cop on the motorbike hiding behind the billboard that's on the ground. They had billboards on the ground at the time, and then you'd pass by. They pull out front. Buddy, you were nailed. They'd get you speeding. You were speeding, boy. Don't you know you can't go through here flying like that? And you owe us $122. I don't have it. Well, then you're going to jail. You paid on the road. At least in Georgia did. You did at the time. It's illegal now. Now you sign a ticket, and well, that's how they set it up. But that's what he's referring to. He is telling the truth on that. That was a thing back in um, up into the 70s in Georgia. You paid your bond or the ticket uh, at the site with the trooper.
The sheriff of Mark County didn't like the paper and then removed off by the governor. But they had an opening up there because they fired about half the deputies for corruption, which along with the sheriff. And the governor appointed a new man by the name of Crowder as the sheriff. He had a desperate need for people. And Henry Dean said, "Well, my brother-in-law just left Bill County, and he can't get involved in this. Why don't you go up and hire Congress for Mark County?" And I left that. And I want to be my psychological.
I'm sure he is. I mean, I'm sure he is. No, I'm sure he was. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry that I took over 30 minutes at the beginning, uh, pouring my heart out. Um, Probably nobody will ever see it, so it probably doesn't matter. But um, hopefully it helps someone. And I really mean what I said. If you're a kid watching and something is happening to you and you know it's wrong and you want it to stop, please don't hesitate to call me, text, whatever. Leave a message, leave a breadcrumb, call 911. Please tell a teacher, tell somebody. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's the scumbag that's doing it to you. It's their fault. It's society's fault. We failed you. We failed to keep you safe. If y'all would, if you see if you see that, if you see to it, if you please hit like or subscribe or comment, and I'll I'll try to get my mind back together, and we'll finish the rest of this. And I mean, damn, we've been on here an hour and 20 minutes. Freaking ridiculous. This is supposed to have been a 45-minute video. I gotta figure out how to get these under an hour. So um I'm gonna call this part one. Um and then we'll do another one right after it. We'll make it part two. Okay, cool. Thanks.